NBA fans, welcome back. Okay, so clearly as you can read on the caption, this is a James Harden video, and I know I'm a Sixers fan. I usually post Sixers content, but there's something brewing in Houston right now, and I think it would be a shame of me to not talk about it. Before jumping into this video, I would like to premise by saying, historically, throughout my life, I have been a supporter of James Harden. I've been a supporter of his game. I've been a supporter of how he is as an NBA player. I think he's oftentimes scrutinized, and it has not been fair to him. I think he is a great player. I think he is awesome. I think a lot of the way the offense has been ran is not necessarily his fault. I think he is a modern-day Allen Iverson. I think he's one of the greatest scorers of all time. But that being said, I have lost a lot of respect for James Harden lately. I think he is looking like an absolute ass right now, and I hate it. I hate it. So let's get right into it. To break the situation down, you guys probably are aware of what's going on in Houston, right? James Harden is skipping practice. He's not showing up for training camp. The season starts in a week, and he's not playing basketball with his teammates because he doesn't want to be in Houston anymore, and he would rather be at Lil Baby's birthday party and partying at strip clubs than practicing basketball because that's what he gets paid to do. I think outside of the obvious immaturity, the obvious just lack of awareness and just diva status that comes with actions like that, I think James Harden is just playing this wrong. It makes me think as a Sixers fan, there's no part of me that would ever want to trade for him. Outside of his lack of playoff success, I don't want a guy that is older, would be probably the oldest player on the team, really, acting like that. Because that's not a role model for younger dudes, and it's not worth trading Ben Simmons for. Absolutely not. James Harden has proved that he can't win by himself, and so what's going to be different in Philadelphia? Is Embiid really that influential, that great of a player to be different? I want to say yeah, but I don't think so. I don't want a guy like Joel Embiid to be around a guy like James Harden, because I don't want that personality to be spreading. I've read a lot of reports lately about how Harden doesn't like confrontation. Houston has dealt with a lot of his diva personality traits for the past couple of years, and they're now starting to get sick of it, which is interesting because behind closed doors, look what's going on now, man. It's James Harden is not a great guy, and he doesn't do confrontation, and he doesn't show leadership skills, and a lot of that is really, really bad to hear. I like Harden's game. I do. I think he is a generational player. I think he has revolutionized the game, whether you like it or not, to admit that, but I think it's true. His step back is an iconic move, and it will forever be iconic. But I think James Harden is going to be one of those guys like Allen Iverson who are in a different category because they just have never won a championship. And I personally don't think if Harden hasn't won up to this point, I don't think he'll ever will win. Excuse me. But that being said, he's still a fantastic top 10 player in the league, obviously. But with kind of this motto or mantra about him right now and personality about him right now, it's not worth trading for. And it makes me kind of think about when Houston deals him. I personally, right now, I don't see Houston spending an entire year dealing with this shit. I don't blame them. Just get rid of this guy. He's becoming a cancer to your team. And do you think James Harden's attitude, his personality, the way he's been handling everything the past week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, is that going to affect his trade value? Is Philadelphia thinking about it? Like thinking about the Ben Simmons for Harden ordeal, the end. Now you think maybe they're like, you know what, no shot. So I don't know, because Daryl Morey is obsessed with James Harden. He loves him. So who knows, dude? But I just knowing if I'm running an NBA franchise, I'm not trading for him. I'm not. I don't think he gets you over the hump. Part of me wants to see him genuinely go to Brooklyn because I think that situation in Brooklyn would absolutely implode. And 3 stars, but not only 3 stars, but 3 humongous, outgoing, like unpredictable personality stars like that playing together. It's like keeping up with the Kardashians, like NBA style. So that'd be awesome. That'd be hilarious. Talk about SportsCenter would be loving that. But I think just the moral of my story here is that James Harden has become a problem. And it's unfortunate. It really is, because I like him and I would like to root him on. I think he's been given a lot of shit over the past couple of years. It's not fair to him. But now I'm starting to think, damn, I kind of I hate the way he's acting right now. And it reminds me a lot of other superstars who just are a tier lower because of the way they are. Like Paul George. Paul George yesterday just said how he wants to be a Clipper for life. He wants to retire a Clipper. And on face value, you're probably like, wow, that's awesome as Clippers fans, knowing you're going to have Paul George for the rest of his career. Wrong. This is the 3rd time he's done this and said something on the lines. When he was in Indiana, he said, there's no place I'd rather play. I want to bring a championship to Indiana. I'm a Pacer for life. Demands a trade, gets traded to the Thunder. Sorry, damn. He gets traded to the Thunder. Says, I want to bring a chip home to Oklahoma City. No city deserves it more. I want to be a Thunder for life. Gets traded again because he's demanding these trades to the Clippers for 5 first-rounders, and now he says he wants to retire a Clipper. You can't believe a word that comes out of this dude's mouth. Kyrie Irving's the same way. You can't trust these dudes because at the end of the day, they don't give a shit about the organization. And it's not like, they should. I don't know. I'm very iffy when it comes to players demanding trades. I think it's important. I think it's a right that they deserve. And I'm here for that, especially. But at the same time, it's like, dude, you're just not going to go to practice until you get your way. Like, you signed the goddamn contract. You still got a couple years left on it. Just play. Like, people have jobs they don't like, and they go through it until their contract's out. Like, that's how life is, dude. You can't just constantly be going to a new city because you're like, nah, this team's not good enough. Then be better. Bring dudes to your team. You know what I mean? I don't like that. I think it's unfair to the fans, but at the same time, you also have to look at the flip side of the coin and look at the way Danny Ainge treats his players. He just trades them willy-nilly, doesn't give a shit about them. And one side isn't any more right than the other. I think personally that players have the right to demand a trade, and I'm all for it, but at the same time, I'm like, you got to play out your contract. You got to. It's a very situational problem, and I think I could probably make an entirely new video on that. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about James Harden right now. I kind of wanted to rant about it because I've been watching a lot of videos. I've just been thinking about it, and it doesn't look good for him. I love the way Steven Silas is handling it, though, especially as a first-time coach. First-time coach in a really tough situation. He's doing a hell of a job. I really do think so. Everything he's saying is the right thing. I think he's going to come in and he's going to be a good coach, and I hope for Houston's sake that is the case. But that's why I had Houston at 9 when I was going through my standings in the West, just because I think there's too many question marks. I don't think Harden's going to spend the whole year there. I don't know, dude. This team could look very, very different in a couple months, and we could be talking about this like it was something in the past. So who knows? Who knows? Until next time, peace out. Go Sixers. NBA season starts this week, which is absolutely fire. I can't wait. I've been anticipating this for ever since the season stopped. So go peace out, go Sixers. I don't know.